Zubri was a kind and beautiful woman who lived with her husband in a small village called Uminachi. She had one big dream in her heart. She wanted to have a baby. Every morning, even before the roosters crowed, she would kneel on her mat and pray, "God, please bless me. Please give me a child. I will love this baby with all my heart." Her husband's name was Jelani. He worked far away in a big city called Kafisha. Jelani sent money home to take care of Zubri, but he only came back to visit once in a while. Whenever Jelani came home, their neighbors would smile and tease them. "Jelani, when will we come to your house to eat rice at your baby's naming ceremony?" Zubri would smile politely, but deep inside, her heart felt heavy with sadness and shame. One day, a woman from the next village came to visit Zubri. She leaned close and whispered, "Zubri, why are you suffering like this? You should go see Mommy Farmer. She helps women who can't have babies." Zubri's eyes grew wide with hope. "Is she real? Does she really help women?" "Very real," the woman said. "Many women now have twins, even triplets, because of her. She's a powerful healer." Zubri grabbed the woman's hand tightly. "Please take me there. I really need a baby." The next day, they went to the next village. Mommy Farmer's clinic was a big mud house with colorful posters outside. On the posters, words were written: fertility specialist, herbal medicine, twins guaranteed. Inside the house, many women sat waiting. Their bellies were big, and some of them were singing loudly, "Mommy, you are the mother of many. You are the great helper of women." Zubri sat nervously. When it was her turn, Mommy Farmer called, "Zubri, my daughter, come inside." Mommy Farmer was an older woman with deep wrinkles on her face and sharp, watchful eyes. She wore layers of bright, colorful wrappers and heavy beads around her neck and arms. She looked at Zubri from head to toe. "I can see your sorrow. Don't cry again. I will help you. Twins will dance in your womb." Tears filled Zubri's eyes. "Will you check me? Maybe I need a scan from a doctor." Mommy Farmer waved her hand as if swatting away a fly. "Forget those city doctors. I use real ways. I know the secrets of our ancestors. You only need to pay the money." She pushed a tray forward. Zubri gasped when she saw the price. It was almost all the money Jelani had sent her. But she didn't want to go home empty-handed. She paid the money. Mommy Farmer handed her large bundles of dried herbs and a bar of black soap. "Rub this soap on your belly. Drink this tea every day. Your belly will grow. But listen carefully," Mommy warned in a serious voice. "Never go to any other hospital or clinic. If you do, you will kill your baby." Zubri nodded quickly. She went home and followed every single instruction Mommy Farmer gave her. Weeks turned into months. Every day, Zubri rubbed the black soap on her stomach and drank the bitter herbal tea. Soon her belly began to grow big. The villagers started to notice. "Zubri, your time has come. Is it twins? God has finally answered your prayers." They cheered and smiled at her. Zubri smiled shyly, but at night she felt uneasy. Sometimes her stomach felt huge, but there was no baby kicking inside. Other times her belly looked smaller. She returned to Mommy Farmer and said nervously, "Mama, something feels wrong. I don't feel the baby moving." Mommy Farmer glared at her. "Do you want to kill your children with your doubts? Don't ever question me again. Do you want a baby or not?" Zubri trembled and quickly said, "I'm sorry, Mama." She stayed quiet, even though she felt strange. She was happy that people thought she was finally going to be a mother. When Jelani came home from Kafisha, he was so happy to see his wife with a big belly. He hugged her tightly. "My wife, our prayers have been answered." But one night, Jelani touched her stomach carefully and said, "My love, I think we should go to a real doctor in town, just to make sure everything is okay." Zubri snapped at him. "So you think I'm lying? Can't you see I'm pregnant? Look at my stomach. Doesn't it look like I'm carrying twins?" They argued for a while. Jelani finally kept quiet, sadness in his eyes. He didn't want to upset his wife, but he was worried. In the same village, there was a young nurse named Tendai who had just arrived to work at the clinic. He was kind and curious. He noticed that many pregnant women were avoiding his clinic and going to Mommy Farmer's place instead. One day, he saw Zubri at the market. "Hello, sister. Congratulations, he said kindly. How many months pregnant are you? Zubri said proudly, I think it has been over 10 months now. But Mommy Farmer said I should wait. She said even if it is 12 months, I will give birth. Tendai froze. 12 months. And you still haven't given birth? That's impossible. Something is wrong. Zubri's face darkened. What are you saying? Leave me alone, she shouted, then ran home. That night, Tendai could not sleep. He lay on his mat in the clinic, listening to the sound of crickets outside. Her words kept repeating in his mind. Over 12 months. Mommy Farmer said I should wait. Tendai shook his head. No, this is not right. Something is wrong. I must find out the truth. The next morning, Tendai left the clinic early. He sat quietly under a big mango tree near Mommy Farmer's house and watched. One by one, desperate women came, carrying bags of money. He saw Mommy Farmer laughing loudly and praising them. Don't worry. Twins will dance in your womb. Trust me. She collected thick bundles of cash and handed them small bags of herbs and black soap. Tendai frowned. That's not real medicine. That's stealing. What is this woman doing? One evening, Tendai overheard two men talking in the village. I heard Mommy Farmer has a back compound that no one is allowed to enter, one man said. Yes, the other whispered. They say she does something bad in there. Tendai's heart raced. I have to see for myself, he thought. That night, he wore his old sandals and tied a dark cloth around his head, so he wouldn't be noticed. He followed a narrow path through the bushes behind Mommy Farmer's house. The moonlight lit his way. He heard frogs croaking nearby. He walked slowly so the dry leaves under his feet wouldn't make too much noise. Soon, he reached the back of the compound. A short, shaky fence surrounded the area. Tendai crouched low and peeked inside. There were several small mud huts with iron bars on their windows. A dim lantern flickered outside one of the huts. Tendai listened carefully and heard muffled crying. He moved closer and pressed his ear to a wooden door. Inside, a soft voice whispered, my baby, I want to go home. A chill ran down Tendai's spine. He was about to try the door when he heard footsteps. Two of Mommy Farmer's guards were patrolling. I heard something, one said. Relax, it's just a goat, the other replied. They spat on the ground and walked away laughing. Tendai held his breath and waited until they were gone. Then he took out a small knife he used at the clinic to cut bandages. Carefully, he slipped it into the lock and turned it. Click. The door opened. The smell inside was strong, sweat and herbs. For young women sat on mats, their faces pale and scared. When they saw Tendai, their eyes grew wide. Who are you? One cried. Tendai raised his hand. Please don't shout. I am a nurse. I want to help you. The women huddled together. We can't leave, one said. That woman will beat us. We are pregnant. They said if we don't obey, they will kill us. Tendai felt sick to his stomach. He knelt down. Please listen to me. I can't free you cockfight, but I need proof. Tell me everything. I will help you. The women began to cry. One by one they told him their stories. They explained how they were brought from faraway villages with lies of good jobs. Tendai was very worried. He had learned something terrible. There were girls being treated very badly. They were forced to be with men. If they refused, they were beaten. Some got pregnant. And when they had their babies, the babies were taken away. Tendai wanted to help. He wrote down the girls' names and the villages they came from in a small notebook. I will come back tomorrow, he told the girls. There will be a meeting. I want you to tell the truth. Can you be brave? The oldest girl nodded. We have nothing left to lose, she said. As Tendai was leaving, he saw a low wooden shelf by the door. On it were jars with crushed herbs and bundles of dried leaves tied with black thread. He picked up one bundle and sniffed it. It smelled bitter and rotten. This is what she gives to those women, Tendai thought. He stuffed some into his clothes and hid it inside his shirt. Then he noticed old ledgers and exercise books filled with lists of names and payments. One book belonged to Zubri. Tendai saw that Zubri had paid a huge amount of money just to get pregnant. Twins were promised. He quickly tore out the pages with the familiar names. Suddenly he heard footsteps. The guards were coming back. Tendai quickly blew out his small lantern. "Stay quiet," he whispered to the girls. He hid behind a sack of kava. The door opened, and a guard peeked in. "All quiet here," he said. The girls stayed still. The guard shrugged and closed the door. Tendai waited until it was safe. Then he slipped outside, pressed his back against the mud wall, and crawled along the fence until he reached the bushes. He ran as fast as he could to his tiny clinic, panting and sweating. At the clinic, he lit his small lantern. He spread out the herbs, the torn ledger pages, and his notes on the table. "This is enough," he whispered. He did not sleep that night. At dawn, he went to the houses of the elders. He knocked on their doors to wake them. "Please, there's something you must see," he said. He showed them the herbs. He read the payment records aloud. "She is selling babies. She is lying to our women. She is keeping young girls as prisoners. We must stop her today." By afternoon, Tendai returned to the hut with 3 elders and 2 strong young men. They kicked the door open. The girls screamed at first, but when they saw Tendai, they relaxed. "It's okay," he said gently. "This man will protect you. Come out." The elders gasped when they saw the girls. Their bellies were swollen, and their arms were bruised. "My God," one elder shouted. Tendai spoke to the girls. "Today at the meeting, please tell them what Mommy Former did." The oldest girl nodded. "We will speak," she said firmly. Tendai and the elders took the girls to a safe place. They gave them food and water. Then the town crier beat his drum, calling all the villagers to the square. "Komewan, komeol." A terrible secret will be revealed. Tendai stood with his heart beating fast. He held the herbs and the receipts. The girls stood beside him, shaking but brave. When the crowd gathered, Mommy Former arrived with her wide smile. She held her shoulders high, but Tendai looked her in the eyes. "Today you will not lie," he said. He held up the herbs. "This is what you sold. It only makes their bellies look big. There are no babies in them. Then you take the babies from these young girls and give them to women who want children. You are selling babies like yams in the market," he said, waving the torn ledger. Tendai turned to the girls. "Speak." One by one, their voices shook as they told the truth. "She locked us up. She forced men on us. We got pregnant. When we gave birth, they took our babies and gave them to other women." Tendai explained to the crowd. "Mommy Former runs a baby factory. She kept these girls as prisoners. She made them have babies and sold them. She gave fake herbs to women that made them look pregnant. 9 months later, she gave them a baby stolen from the girls." The villagers were shocked. Zubri was there too. She clutched her swollen belly, confused and afraid. Tendai asked Mommy Former to tell the truth. She spat and said, "I help women. I give them hope." Tendai shook his head. "You are a thief. You are selling children like yams in the market." The elders ordered Mommy Former to be tied up. She shouted curses. "Ungrateful fools. I made you mothers." But no one listened. The girls were freed. The truth spread across the villages. Mommy Former was sent to the authorities and would face real justice. Zubri went home broken. Her belly slowly shrank over weeks. She cried alone in the dark. Jelani, her husband, came to comfort her. He wiped her tears. "I'm sorry. I should have protected you," he said. "No, my husband," she replied. "I was desperate for a child. I did not listen when you said we should go to another hospital." They held each other and cried. Tendai visited and checked on Zubri. "Your body is healthy. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. Don't rush. When the time is right, God will bless you." Zubri joined the women's group at church. She started teaching other young wives. "Please don't let anyone sell you fake hope. Always ask questions. Go to real doctors. Trust God's timing." Months later, Zubri felt something new inside her. A real baby was coming. This time no lies, no fake herbs. She danced in the village square, surrounded by singing women. God had done it again. And that is how the story of Mommy Former, the mysterious woman who made women pregnant, ended. The moral of the story: evil hides behind sweet words. Always question what seems too easy. Desperation can make us blind to danger. Courage is telling the truth even when you are afraid. Don't let anyone sell you fake hope. Love means telling the truth even when it hurts. Patience and faith can bring real blessings. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned a lesson, not just enjoyed the story. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can hear more interesting stories. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you. I appreciate you so much. This story was sponsored by a hair brand in Lagos, Nigeria called Fanny Hairs. You can check them on Instagram at Fanny Hairs. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy my other videos. Every video has interesting lessons. Until next time, bye.